The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were caught out on a date night last night, apparently, in Los Angeles, where they went to game four of the World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that those were the two teams. Game four, Harry and Meghan, according to the New York Post, People, and several other publications, showed up twinning in almost identical outfits, except Harry was missing his sunglasses, strewn to his shirt. They wore Dodgers caps, blue and white. They wore white tops and dark bottoms with a black or navy sweater over the white tops, and they just looked like twins. They looked like twins. They were aligned, they were in sync, they were happy, and they were there to support the home team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And everybody is talking about it. Apparently the crowd was very welcoming. We're very excited to see the Duke and Duchess at the game. I think this is the first World Series game that they have attended since they've moved to Montecito, but correct me if I'm wrong, right? And it was just a wonderful evening. What struck me most, I have to say, is how, you know, much alike they have become. They look like each other. They look like a married couple who've been together for like 50 years, because they're just twinning in a way that happens when two people are so in sync and so aligned and so into each other and so well matched. You see that in some couples where they just start to look like each other. They melt into one another. They become one. It's quite amazing, and it's a very interesting phenomenon. You don't see that with every couple. You don't see that all the time. But when you see it, it's worth, remarking upon. And when you consider the fact that all of the Looney Tunes, derangers, haters, misogynists, racists, xenophobes who hate Meghan and who are just praying on their knees every night for her marriage to implode. They create all these stories. Someone said the other day that there's no intimacy, like Harry and Meghan are no longer intimate with each other. Harry is miserable with Meghan. Meghan is about to dump Harry once she has everything she needs from him. This, that, and the third. When you consider all of these things that are being said, and then you see Harry and Meghan out on a date night, literally twinning, like she was carved from his rib, literally, right? You can't reconcile it, because you wonder, how can people look at the same image and see totally opposite things? When I look at Harry and Meghan, I see two people who are going to be married forever. They are so in sync. They are like, Meghan was carved from Harry's rib. I mean, and that's when you're with your person or you've met your person. If there's a man or woman or whatever you're into who you can't imagine being carved from their rib. Well, I mean, let me talk from the standpoint of a woman, because I don't know any other way. But if I can't find the man, and I haven't, from whose rib I can imagine myself being carved, because men have one less rib than women do, because of Adam. Remember how Adam and Eve, he had one less rib, and that rib was what Eve was carved with, according to the Bible, right? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be mixing up my stories. But I think Adam had one less rib, and the story is that Eve was carved from that rib. If you have a man in your life and you can't imagine being carved from his rib, he's the wrong man. He just is. At some point it is going to implode. But when I look at Harry and Meghan, I can see Meghan being carved from Harry's rib. I mean, look at this, right? Look at them. They are so in sync. They grow more alike every day. They are invested in their relationship. They are invested in their marriage. They're invested in their family. They're invested in their work together, privately, publicly. I mean, and it shows. It drives the derangers crazy. I understand that, right? I understand that because it's frustrating to want something so badly for someone, and no matter what you do, the opposite keeps happening, right? You're pushing them closer and closer together. Harry loves Meghan. Meghan loves Harry. This is a marriage of equals, and they're going to be together forever. And here they are, as I said, on their date night at the World Series Game 4, Dodgers versus Toronto Blue Jays. And some people were criticizing Harry for wearing a Dodgers hat because Canada is part of the Commonwealth, this, that, and the third. They find something because they look for something to be displeased about where Harry and Meghan are concerned. But this is a blessed union. Clearly, this is a blessed union, and there's nothing these people can do about it.